Howdy folks, Bluesboy Jag here, yet another cigar box guitar. This is a 2-string Diddleybow, fretless, relict, which means beat up. Really cool, large, heavy box, which means good sustain. It's got an interesting logo here, kind of a coin type of thing. And single coil pickup embedded inside the box. And on these larger boxes, I put the pickup a little bit closer to the bridge. Otherwise, if I put it in the middle, it's pretty bassy, which for some people is fine, but most people prefer it to have more of a balanced tone. Therefore, I put them closer to the bridge. And so this is the first type of neck like this that I've ever done where I've painted the neck. This is a wood dowel, rounded neck, and I've tried to make it match the box. Came out pretty good. I've got the 6th and 5th strings on this one. You can put any kind of varied variations of strings on it. You can put 6/5, you can put 5/4, you can put 3/2, you can put 1/6. I mean, however you want to do it. This one is tune EB, so it's power chord E. The Diddleybows are becoming more and more popular. These strings are pretty high up the fretboard, and that works really well with this type of a guitar. I'm using a heavy slide here, and that's what I prefer. A glass slide would be a little bit too wimpy for these strings. If you wanted to use, say, a 4/3 configuration, 4th string, 3rd string, glass slide or a lighter slide might be better suited for that. But with the heavy slide on these big strings, you really get a good tone, you really get a good sustain. And with a heavy slide, you need the strings to be up just a little bit higher than you normally would put them on, say, a 6-string open tune guitar. So I use 2 bolts right here, 1 for each string for the nut. And of course, bolt for a bridge like I've been doing for never and never. So the strings are pretty close to the body, as you can tell, but as they get over to the neck, they're higher up. And again, it looks a little weird for people. I mean, you know, guitar players be like, man, those strings are pretty high. But actually, it's perfect because with these heavy strings, you want a heavy slide, and you get that sustain. I also put the fret markers on top here, fret markers on the front there, so you can see them while you're playing. I got this amp cranked up pretty loud, so that's what the hum's from. Signed and numbered. Bluesboy Jag logo, number on the back. This is number 4157 since 2005. And I do put weights in here, put wood weights in here, so the guitar hangs like this with your strap instead of like this. Also increases the sustain. Also, this is a pretty thick, heavy box, all 100% wood. So you're going to get some good sustain out of this. And you can use any kind of amp with these things. Experiment. I mean, some of the little dinky cube amps, hey, work great. Check it out. Experiment. 1948 Valco, which is what I've got this plugged into. This is a good test amp for my guitars because it gives an overall good tone. This amp has no volume and no tone control at all, just a volume. So when I plug a CBG into it and I get a pretty good tone right off the bat, I know this CBG is going to sound amazing through an amp that has a tone control or a presence control. Low, mids, highs, and a presence control will give you ultimate control over the tone. With a cigar box guitar, you really want to have all the options available to you. This amp is a great amp. I love it. The only issue for some guitars is, like I said, it has no tone control on it. So when I play a rugged guitar on this, I have to crank up the treble just a little bit. Because back then, I mean, they didn't bother with the tone control, 1948. So anyway, that's why I use the 1948 amp. If it sounds pretty good with a 1948 amp with no tone control, it's going to sound unbelievable with an amp with, you know, low, mids, highs, and presence. I've got a 61 Super as well, and I could crank this through that and get a much brighter tone. So that's why I use the 48 Valco as a test amp, because if it sounds good through that, it's going to sound even better through a Fender Twin or any amp that has a tone control on it. But again, any amp will work just fine. Any strings will work just fine. Any tuning will work just fine. I mean, there is, if you get on the internet, you will find hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different tunings for these suckers, and you can experiment till you find the one that works best for you, depending on what kind of music you play. Once again, thank you for watching, and thank you for your kind support, Doodles.